This is walking in now. When he sits down, Andrew Jones, you are number one on the list.
Hey, Coach, you guys got a lot of points off of turnovers. I think it was 23, and you got a lot of points off second chance on offensive rebounds. What can you say about how you guys were able to create offense kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say unconventionally, but maybe when a lot of stuff wasn't always working in the half court tonight, you found other ways to get points on the board?
Well, defensively, I felt like we were pretty good. Elon's a very good basketball team. They're better than what their record shows. They can really shoot the ball from three-point range. They were averaging close to 30 three-point attempts a game, so we knew that was an emphasis on us protecting and guarding and contesting the three because they have a number of guys that can get hot from three-point range. So I thought we did a really good job from three-point percentage. I mean, we held them to 27% from three, so I really feel good about that. We were also able to get into passing lanes and get some steals and deflections. I thought Caleb was really active defensively. Our big guys, Dawson Garcia and also Armando Bacot at the top of the key made it very difficult for their man to catch the ball. In the second half, they started getting into those passing lanes, and they were able to get some steals and deflections. So I was really happy with that. The execution on the offensive end was very frustrating. And for us, we pride ourselves on sharing the basketball and taking care of the basketball. And, for us to only have 11 assists and for us to have 16 turnovers, that was disappointing on the offensive end. But I thought defensively we played pretty well.
Thank you.
Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Hubert, along those lines, you've talked about there are going to be some nights when the ball just doesn't go in the basket. The fact that your team shot a season low 39%, yet wins by 17, what are some of the teaching moments there for your team?
Well, that is encouraging because you're right. As good a shooter or as good a shooting team as you are, you're going to have nights where the normal shots that go in, they don't. And so what has to be consistent is defense. And so I was very happy with our defensive effort. And I think we had some breakdowns where we went under screens against three-point shooters. And so those are things that we made mistakes on. But there's a couple things that I think should be consistent all the time. That's number one is defense, and number two, taking care of the basketball. So from a defensive standpoint, I was very happy and very proud of them. But on the offensive end, 16 turnovers, and they didn't start pressing towards the end of the game. I always believe turnovers are either careless or selfish. It's either one or the two. I 100% think that all of our turnovers are never, ever, ever, ever selfish. They're all careless. And for us to continue to build on what we've been doing this season, and especially the last couple weeks, I was very frustrated at the carelessness of us on the offensive end that led to turnovers and allowed Elon to get out in transition.
Brendan Marks, go ahead.
Hi, Hubert. This is the second time in the last week and a half that Caleb's had 4 3-pointers in a game. And he said that this summer, most of what he worked on wasn't necessarily his game so much as it was his confidence and getting back to that place mentally. And he said you were a big part of that. Can you just elaborate a little bit on the work that you saw from Caleb mentally in terms of getting himself back to the point where he's able to contribute at this level consistently?
Well, he's changed a lot from last year to this year. There's a reason why, in terms of from an offensive standpoint, where he's shooting the ball with confidence and his percentages are much higher. It's one, because of his hard work. He's always been a hard worker. Last year, he was always one of the first ones in the gym. He would consistently throughout the year come in at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and put up shots, and he comes back and after practice. So in terms of the hard work, that has always been consistent with him. I think this year, which is a huge part, is he's taking better shots. You can practice all you want, but if you take bad shots, they're still not going to go in consistently. You have to take good shots. I think that's the biggest thing for Caleb is his work ethic has continued to be great. but his shot selection is better. He's taking better shots. And when you take better shots and you're a good shooter, your percentages are going to look good. And I think that's a huge reason why Caleb is in a nice rhythm on the offensive end.
Michael Coe, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. So DeMarco got some meaningful minutes there in the second half with about 9 minutes left. What did he show you in practice this week that earned him those minutes?
He's been playing really well in practice. I tell people that how you earn playing time is your performance in practice. And so as you perform in practice, you will get playing time. And when you get into the game, how you get more playing time is that your play is validated in the game. So you have to practice well, and then as you get into the game, your play has to be well also. And so for DeMarco, practice, he's been practicing really well on both ends of the floor, not just making shots. I've been really happy with him defensively. And I felt like it was a great opportunity to put him in the game. We needed him. And the minutes that he played, the 5 minutes that he played, I told him he was great. I was very proud of him. And those minutes that he played, those important minutes in the second half, they were deserved
Thank you.
and earned.
Adam Smith.
Hubert, I was going to ask you about Caleb too. He said a minute ago when he was with us that when you got the job, he promised you that he was going to be better than the player he was last year. I don't know if you remember any of those conversations.
I do.
What when he's telling you that, what were you telling him? Like, how did those things go down?
No, the biggest thing that he told me in that conversation that I looked at him and I said, okay, well, now we have a player. He said, I need to come back to college. He says, I've got to mature. He says, I got to be a better person on the court and off the court if I want to be good here at Carolina and I want to have a chance to be good in the NBA. And for an 18-year-old kid to be able to say that clearly, definitively, face-to-face, I thought that was awesome. And when he said that to me and after we met, I went back to the coaches. I said, we got a player here. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, you won't believe what he said. And I said, it's very difficult for adults to say that. And I said, for an 18-year-old kid to be able to say that, I said, we got something here. And I said, he's going to have a terrific season. I'm very, very, very proud of him.
Did you try to go in there and, I don't know, start charting shots that he needed to take to work on? You know, like, did you have a shot doctor or anything? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, did you, like?
No, I charted shots that he shouldn't take.
Right.
I charted shots that he couldn't take.
Right.
Because I think they're low percentage shots. And I think it would be a bad shot for Steph Curry to shoot. I want him to take good shots. And I felt like if he took good shots, I think it's going in every time. You know, he's gifted. You know, he has the ability to be able to create a shot anytime he wants to. And so if you have that ability and you have that giftedness, then use it for your advantage so you can get the shot that you want. And Caleb's doing a really good job of taking good shots and also attacking the basket and getting to the free throw line. He's a great free throw shooter as well. And I thought he did an outstanding job defensively. You know, everybody wants to talk on the offensive end, but defensively he did a really good job. And so, you know, to be able to have to guard Torrance Watson and then also have to guard Hunter McIntosh. I mean, in playing 30 minutes, he played well on both ends of the floor.
Thank you, Hubert.
All right, we've got time for a couple more. CL, you go first, please.
Hey, Hubert, you guys had 19 fast break points. That's coming after 15 against Georgia Tech, which is the highest back-to-back total this season. What are you seeing or what are you guys doing that you feel like is making you play faster?
Well, I think over the last, week and a half, we've been more active on the defensive end, which has allowed us and put us in positions to get steals and deflections. And then also, how you get out in transition is when a team misses. And so over the last 2.5 weeks, our defense has been better. It's hard to get out in transition when you're allowing 90-something points in the paint the way we did in Connecticut. That's hard to get out in transition there. But when you get stops and you're active defensively, you put yourself in a position to get steals and deflections that allow you to get out in transition. And then when you get stops, that because we're a good rebounding team, that also gives us a chance to get out in transition. I always feel, one of the things I always tell the guys, it's our pace, our pace. We want to run at our pace. And what starts our pace is how we play on the defensive end. And so I think that's a huge reason. I think our defense has gotten better, which has allowed us to be better in transition.
And
Davis? Oh.
if I could just ask one more follow.
Yeah.
Kerwin seems to be in a bit of a slump, and it's not, to me, it's not so much the actual shooting. It's that it seems like he's not even hunting his shot as much anymore. How do you kind of get him back into the flow of the offense?
Well, Kerwin is a fantastic player. I mean, he's a guy that can make shots from three-point range. I mean, he's our returning best three-point shooter. He was the only person on our team last year to shot over 40% from three-point range. And, his ability to shoot, we need it. The one difference this year compared to last year is last year I don't think he was on the first page of everybody's scouting report. Now he is. And so in those situations, as an offensive player, one, I've got to do a better job of calling plays and being able to get them open, but you got to be aggressive and you've got to move without the basketball and you not hunt your shot, but you have to, when I say aggressive, you have to be a factor out there on the offensive end. And so those are things that young players have to adjust to. Kerwin's only a sophomore and he is an unbelievable player. And I think he's somebody that can be a first-team All-American here. I think he's somebody that can play at the next level, and he's going to have an unbelievable career here. And it's not just him, we're all going to figure it out because for us to be the team that we need to be, we need Kerwin to be the best that he can be. And he's a huge piece of our team in this program, and I'm so thankful and happy that I'm his head coach.
Davis Wallace, go ahead.
Coach, was there a reason why Styles didn't get log any minutes tonight?
No, there wasn't anything specific. I just felt like, during the game, who was playing really well in certain situations that I felt like DeMarco, the way, and also Dontrez has done a terrific job practicing as well. His time on the floor is 100% going to come. I've said this before, like, we need Dontrez out there on the floor. We need DeMarco. We need those guys to be able to contribute. Everyone says, we got, or people with teams go, we have great depth. Well, you only have great depth if you use it. And so there wasn't anything specific on why Dontrez didn't get into the game tonight. I'm looking forward to putting him out there on the floor, and he's going to be a big piece of us being able to be the best team that we can be this year. I'm very happy and very proud of him.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Everyone have a good night. Appreciate it.